Hello students, welcome to Accounting Explained at AccountWise Academy. This is Latha Venkateshwaran. We are going to see in detail the errors that affect the trial balance. First, what are these errors? They affect only one account. Either they affect the debit side or the credit side. Okay, like typos. Typos means instead of taking 357, if you have taken 375, then your trial balance will not tally. There is error. Wrong totals. While totaling either the debit side or the credit side, if you have made mistake in the totaling, then there is an error. Missing accounts. If you have forgotten to take the sales account, which is an income that has to be taken to the credit side of the trial balance, if you have forgotten to take, then your credit side is going to be lesser and your trial balance is not going to tally. So all these example mistakes, errors, make your trial balance totals mismatch. That is, it will not tally. Why do they matter? These errors throw your books out of balance and can hide real problems if not corrected. First, your trial balance doesn't tally. So out of balance. Okay. It is not tallying and can hide real problem. The income you have not taken to the trial balance, and we will not know what is the income to the business. That is the sales to the business. How do they affect your books? They cause a trial balance to not tally. First, it will not tally, making it hard to prepare accurate financial statements. So, financial statements which you prepare without, for example, in this case, sales in it. Your profit and loss account is not going to show the correct profit because we have not taken the sales, which is the income for the business. So, the profit is not correct. Next is how to fix trial balance errors. Explanatory note. If you have found out the error, okay, then you have to add a note in the affected account. Wherever you have found out there is a mistake. Here, in the previous example, we found that we have totally missed to take the sales account to the trial balance. So, here the affected account is sales account for in our example. We will take the sales account and add a note in the sales account to explain the correction. We will make the correction and we will explain the correction, stating that sales account was not taken. Now we are taking it. Okay, like that. Next, suspense account. If you are not sure where the mistake is, you are not able to make the mistake. You have come to the end of the year, that is 31st March. You have to close the books. Then what will you do? You have to compulsorily close the books on 31st March, and still there is discrepancy. There should not be any discrepancy while preparing the trial balance, right? Because we are following double entry system of accounting. In double entry of system of accounting, for a debit, there will always be a equal and credit, right? So in that case, you are going to use a suspense account. We are using the name suspense because this is mysterious. We are yet to find out that suspense, or we are yet to crack that suspense. So we open an account called suspense account to balance the books. For example, we will take this example. Okay, this is one illustrated trial balance. Here, cash, sundry debtors, furniture has a debit balance of 15,000, 10,000, and 5,000. Again, you have sundry creditors and capital on the credit side with 11,000 and 18,000 respectively. Now, you are totaling the debit side and credit side. When you total, you get a total of 30,000 on the debit side, and on the credit side, you get a total of 29,000. This should not happen, right? This is wrong because you are following double entry system of accounting. Debit should always be equal to credit. So there is a difference of 1,000 rupees on the credit side. What will you do? Now you have come to the end of the year, you have to close the accounts. You don't know what is that suspense amount or the mysterious amount. So you open an account called suspense account. On the credit side, rupees 1,000. Here we have taken 1,000 rupees to the credit side. Where will this 1,000 rupees go? 1,000 rupees is on the credit side. Since it is on the credit side, it will go to the liability side of the balance sheet. Okay, remember that. If the suspense account is on the credit side, it will be taken to the liability side of the balance sheet. If at all, instead of on the credit side, if the suspense account is on the debit side, then it will be taken to the asset side of the balance sheet. Okay, this you have to remember. Now, what are the common examples of errors? Casting errors, wrong adding up of totals. When you do the total and if you are doing it wrongly, then you might end up with a trial balance that is not tallying. Such type of errors are called as casting errors, where you make errors while totaling. Balancing errors. Mistakes in finding account balances. You have totaled the debit side or the credit side correctly. While taking out the balance, that balance you have taken wrongly. That is called as balancing errors. Next, wrong amount or side. Posting the right account but wrong amount or side. You would post it to the right account. But instead of on the debit side, if you post it to the credit side, then your trial balance is not going to tally. Then it's a mistake. Next mistake is missing accounts. Forgetting to include an account in the trial balance. In the previous example, we saw that we totally forgot to take sales account to the trial balance. So you are missing accounts totally. These are all some of the common examples of errors that do affect the trial balance. Why do we need a suspense account? When your trial balance does not tally, you can't stop the accounting process. As I have already told you, you have come to the verge of closing your accounts. That is on 31st March. You cannot stop closing the books of accounts. You have to close the books of accounts. Your trial balance is not tallying. What will you do? You will open the suspense account, which help you to move forward and prepare financial statements. What are all the financial statements? Trading and profit and loss account and balance sheet. It keeps your books balanced while you track down the error. First, you balance your books, prepare all the financial statements, and then you will sit to track the error. You think of it as a mystery box for missing or extra money. As I told you, it's very mysterious. That is why it is called as a suspense account. You are going to crack the suspense. That is why it is called a suspense account. Next example, sales book mistake. That is, you have made mistake in the subsidiary books. Imagine your sales book total looks like this. Customer amount, Ashok Traders 20,000, BCom Service Center 10,000, Chopra Enterprises 5,000, Divakar and Sons 15,000, and the total is 50,000. These are all our debtors to whom we have made credit sales and they are to pay us these outstanding amounts. Okay. Here, you forgot to post the sale to the Divakar and Sons. Now your ledger's total don't match the sales total. Your ledger total will be short by 15,000 because Divakar and Sons does not reflect the sales of 15,000. Okay, so this will affect your trial balance and your trial balance will not tally. At this point, I want to ask you, please like and subscribe to my channel if you like my videos. This will motivate me to make more videos like this in the future. This is your sales book which we just saw. In this sales book, these are all our debtors. Debtors are assets, right? Asset will always have debit balance. In this, we have not taken Divakar and Sons sales at all. Or sales, we have not taken this credit sales to the Divakar and Sons. So our customer account will have a balance of only this one, 35,000. But our credit sales is 50,000. This, our trial balance will look like this, okay? Debit, credit, your debtors will have 35,000. Your sales will have 50,000. Okay. Now you have 50,000 total. You will take on both sides. But this is not correct. There is a difference of 15,000. What will you do? You will open a suspense account. So you will open a suspense account and you will put 15,000 on the debit side. Okay. This is the method. Now the suspense account is on the debit side. So it will be taken to the asset side of the balance sheet suspense account. Okay. That we have already discussed. Remember that. Don't forget it. So you have taken the 15,000 in the suspense account and we have balanced the trial balance. Once you find out the error that you have not put correctly sales to the Divakar and Sons, you have to make an entry of Divakar and Sons and correct the entry. That is, you have to pass the rectification entry and adjust the suspense account and you have to close it permanently. Okay. Suspense account cannot have the balance. It has to be closed then and there. Okay. The suspense account is a temporary tool to help keep your books accurate while you fix mistakes. It's only a temporary account you are opening, and as soon as you find out the mistake and as soon as you have passed the rectification entry, the suspense account will be closed and you have to fix the mistake. Since we are following double entry system of accounting, your account should always tally. Let us see steps to rectify one-sided errors using a suspense account, that is errors that do affect the trial balance. First, you have to identify the account affected by the error. What is the account that is affected by the error? In this case, it was Divakar and Sons. We did not take sales to the Divakar and Sons. Ascertain the amount of excess or short debit or credit in the affected account. We have to say whether there is excess debit or short debit or excess credit or short credit. If there is excess debit or short credit in the affected account, credit the account with the amount of excess debit or short credit. If there is excess debit, then you have to credit it, right? If there is short credit also, then you have to credit it. That way you have to make the rectification. If there is excess credit or short debit in the affected account, debit the account with the amount of excess credit or short debit. If there is excess credit, what will you do? You will do the debit. That is opposite. No, if there is more of credit, you are going to reduce the credit. How will you reduce the credit? By debiting it. Similarly, if there is short debit, if there is some 100 rupees short in the debit, what will you do? You will increase the debit, right? So in that case, if there is excess credit or short debit, then we have to make the debit the amount account with that amount. Complete the journal entry by debiting or crediting the suspense account as needed. So wherever suspense account on the credit side, if it is needed, put it on the credit side. If it is needed on the debit side, put it on the debit side and close the accounts. Now we are going to take some transactions and see how we are going to do the rectification. The format which I am going to use is, first I am going to pass the correct entry, then the wrong entry, then the rectification entry. The same format I have used even for errors that do not affect the trial balance video. Please follow the same format. You will not make any mistake. Okay. The first transaction is credit sales to Amit rupees 10,000 not posted to his account. Okay. This is partial omission. What is the entry that you should have passed? You should have passed as correct entry. Amit account debit 10,000 to sales account. Like any other credit sales. Amit is the receiver of goods. So Amit account will be debited, debit the receiver to sales account. Sales is an income, credit the income. This is the entry you should have passed originally. But what you have passed here, you have not taken credit sales to Amit account. Okay, so you have passed the entry as Amit account debit 0, nil to sales account 10,000. Here, does the debit and the credit tally in this wrong entry which you have passed? No, it is not tallying. This means you have not passed the double entry. That is, debit should always be equal to the credit. That is not done here. What will happen? When the debit is not equal to the credit, then your trial balance will not tally. When the trial balance do not tally, what account you have to open? Suspense account. That you have to see. First, you have to see the wrong entry. In the wrong entry, if the double debit and the credit amount does not tally, then you have to open the suspense account in the rectification entry. Okay. Here, see the Amit's account 0. This means Amit's account is short by 10,000 rupees debit. So there is a short debit of 10,000 in the Amit's account. When there is a short debit, what will you do? You will increase the debit. Which account you will increase? Amit account, obvious, no. So increase Amit account debit 10,000. First, this thing to suspense account 10,000. Here you have opened suspense account because in the wrong entry, debit and the credit is not equal. Okay, because this confusion will come when you do one question, one exam question. If it comes with both errors that do not affect the trial balance and that affect the trial balance, then it will be very confusing when to open the suspense account and when not to open the suspense account. See the wrong entry. In the wrong entry, if the debit is not equal to the credit, then suspense account should be opened. Okay, that you remember. Next, credit sales to 10,000 posted as 7,000. This is short debit. Amit account debit 10,000 to sales account is the correct entry that you have to pass. But you have passed as what you have taken 7,000 to Amit account. Amit account debit 7,000 to sales account 10,000. Again, there is a short debit of 3,000. Again, debit and credit amount is not equal in the wrong entry. So you have to open suspense account and you have to increase the debit by 3,000. Increase the debit means increase Amit account by 3,000. Amit account debit 3,000 to suspense account 3,000. Okay, is the rectification entry which you are going to pass. Rectification of errors in the next accounting year. If errors are not found and corrected before finalizing the financial statements. So you have come to the verge of closing the books. And on 31st March, you have closed the books and you have closed it with a suspense account since the trial balance is not tallying. Okay. You have not corrected and you have even prepared your financial statements like profit and loss account and balance sheet. The suspense account remains open. The suspense account is still a suspense and you don't know where you have made the mistake. What you are going to do is you are going to carry forward that balance to the next accounting period with the same suspense account. When errors from a previous year are located and corrected in the next accounting year. So the next accounting year, while seeing the accounts of the previous year, you found out the mistake or you have located the mistake or you have solved the suspense. Okay. What you are going to do is you are going to open a P&L adjustment account, profit and loss adjustment account in the place of the original expense or loss or income and gain account. Okay. In the place of the P&L account, you are going to open now profit and loss adjustment account. Why you are going to open profit and loss adjustment account? Because this is done to avoid affecting the profit and loss statement of the current accounting year. This profit and loss account statement, which you are going to open during the current year, that is the next accounting period. Okay. That will deal only with the current year's loss, expenses and income. Whereas this profit and loss adjustment account will deal only with the suspense account of the last year. That is why a separate profit and loss adjustment account is opened and it is not confused with the current year profit and loss account. You have to note the point that we are talking about the next accounting year when the suspense account is carried forward. Okay. This aspect of rectification is studied at the more advanced stage in accounting. So this you will deal it in more advanced stage when you see the financial statements, when you do profit and loss account and balance sheet, and if there is a rectification, how to do it. If you would like to inquire about the online classes which I take or to get more worksheets, you can contact us at acc.wiseacademy@gmail.com.